Welcome back.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Yo, what's happening, everyone?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Matt,
Good, everybody.
Matt, you got to fix one of the sources.
Yep, just fixing it now. There we go.
Say Day is in voice. He'll be with us in a moment, it looks like.
Sounds good. How's everyone doing tonight? We ready?
Great.
We're back.
I'm ready.
Second Monday in a row. I can't believe we pulled this off, guys. Congratulations to all of us. Dayton, welcome. Good seeing you, buddy.
I mean, we're all gonna be honest.
Uh-oh.
It's because of me.
Let's mute in Video Ninja real quick.
Okay. Are we all good?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah, we had a
Vacation
cold.
time in the middle of our expected day, Dayton.
Yeah.
I know. We had a cold go through the house and had to miss last session. And after seeing everything fantastic you guys did last time, I was just like, so how does everyone feel about maybe doing next week?
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
So we're here. We're back again. We got another great episode for you guys. We're gonna pick up right where we left off here. But Mark, take us away with introductions here, buddy.
Yes, so thank you so much for everyone who's here already. Thank you to everyone that is here with me. This is going to be our second session 2 weeks in a row. We're going to have another one next week to start rounding out our academy. This will be, unless something drastic happens, these will be the last 2 sessions of our prologue in Spelljammer Academy. And the players will be moving out proper into the Astral Sea and beyond. And eventually to the Great Belt, which is where most of our story will be taking place.
Yes.
But thank you so much again, everyone, for being here. This is our Spelljammer Echo of the Astral Sea, our Light as Xerxes campaign, heavily modified Light as Xerxes campaign and Academy, as you've seen. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to go ahead and start with our introductions first. Joining me, and wonderful as always, we have Scarrock in his brand new lighting, fitting his color.
Greetings, everyone. I am Alex. I'll be playing Skyrock. And thank you guys for all tuning in. I believe this is episode 10. We're in double digits, folks.
It's the first double-digit episode.
Yeah, let's go.
But yeah, no, fantastic. Glad you guys could all join us tonight. And I'm looking forward to tonight's fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Of course, we also have the ever-present and ever-amazing General Czar.
Thank you. I'm Josh. I'm going to be playing your bug captain, General Czar, and I'm pretty excited to see what this new crab model can do.
Maybe we'll figure out that if it has a name during the session today. And of course, because I can't introduce Matt just yet because he's got announcements, Dayton playing Tin Man. I always mess up the third one.
That's all right. We're back on the high horse today, so let's see if we can have ourselves some fun and make up for lost time last time.
Absolutely. And of course, last but certainly not least, our wonderful Valen Yose, played by...
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Matt Roberts. I'm playing Valen. I got a few announcements here for everyone. We're live on Twitch tonight, but we're not live on TikTok for the first time. Something's going on with TikTok. There's a lot actually going on over there. I'm not sure how long we'll be able to keep our social footprint over there. However, we're going to be working our best to move over to a more social platform like Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, and a few others. So you'll kind of see over the next few weeks, we'll start migrating some content. Some of those great memes you see us post on TikTok will be now more centrally located on Instagram. So a lot of big things moving there, could change. But just, it won't really affect any of the content we put out, just the location you find it. And I'll be able to share all of those as I get them up and going and bring it online and stuff. Outside of that, we have a great few shows lined up here to kind of round out this episode. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, turning on notifications, letting your friends know. If you have any friends that are into D&D, send them one of our links, send them one of our memes, an episode. they're dying to talk about it and would love to watch it and talk about D&D some more. Even if it's not about us, it'll be about D&D. It's a great community out there, and please share it and help us grow so we can keep delivering great content and
Heck yeah.
maybe some more stuff in the future. Me and Mark and some other people on the team here have got a lot of great ideas going. We're gonna be at, well, I haven't verified a table yet because you can't yet, but we're gonna try to be at Comic-Con this year, Detroit Comic-Con, the Motor City Comic-Con. We're gonna get a table so everyone can come out and meet us. We'll have some of our art there. I know some of our artists here might have some of their personal projects they might introduce, or
Nice.
just kind of hang out and meet the artists, meet the streamers, meet us behind the scenes, see how silly we all are and how fun we can be. So that's all the announcements I got. I'm ready to kind of jump into this.
All right.
He's checking in.
Yeah, I'm in. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention in the Twitch chat we have Unlikely Cat Ninja. Miss Marina is our wonderful
Shout
mod.
outs. Yes,
One of
sorry.
our first artist, as it were,
Mhm.
and maybe might show up in the campaign eventually. We'll see.
Ooh.
Yes,
Dun,
shout
dun,
out to Marina. She
dun.
does some great work. She's been working with all of us.
She's
We do a lot of great
fantastic.
stuff. I can't wait to share it. We're going to be sharing a lot of it real soon. Shout out to Liam. Shout out to his D&D club. Shout out to everyone watching. We're going to have a great show for you.
All
Love you
right.
guys.
Without further ado, previously on Echo of the Astral Sea. We began with our party freshly touched down on Hakatha, the beholder homeworld, entering a cave that was said to be certain to contain their dead drop. Doing their best to approach quietly, so as not to disturb the nesting Nofero rust monsters, they search out their prize. Finding it quickly tucked into a back corner atop a tunnel opening apparently used for the larva to safely feed at. Noticing two of the creatures already partaking in their meal, Valen fires at one and Scarrock follows suit, keeping their kills quiet and efficient. However, the bright, blazing light from Valen's laser pistol alerts the queen, who shakes the cave with her bellow, outraged that someone would seek to steal their food. With the roar discombobulating their ability to communicate, they attempt to quickly check over the contents of the dead drop to assure it is what they're after. Czar finds some natural cover in a wooden barrel with a small opening at the end, which he then leaps into, finding the inside to be comfortable and containing 8 letters in a small screen. Having some experience from his early days out of the hive alongside Krelak, an old friend, stealing a small fleet of these, he pulls the leftmost lever to activate the vehicle. It springs to life and a small voice touches Czar's mind, asking who he is and explaining that the Nofero are a recent addition to the cave, and that the dead drops have been happening for years. From the chest that contains the metals they were looking for, Scarrock removes a paper box and flips it open, revealing a dense swatch of velvet in purple, wrapped around a crystalline sphere which, when uncovered, coats the entire area in a nauseating shade of red. Valen saw something in this new shade, something that lurked and sought a way through, pulling itself through a scorched section of rock where Valen's laser shot still smoked, where it was vomited onto the floor, tangled and undulating in awkward angles, as it pulled itself to its feet, looking like not learning to untie itself. Pulling to its feet, it laughs menacingly, and in joyous exultation, expressing how wonderful it is to be here, and to have finally found Valen. Valen turns and makes a swift retreat, Scarrock and Czar belatedly following with the lobster. The creature follows Valen to the entrance of the cave and menaces him further, growing large enough that its head barely fits out of the cave entrance, and continues to mock and cajole Valen, who has fallen into a fetal position on the gravel sand of the Hakathan beach. The cave begins falling around Scarrock and Czar as the queen struggles to break free and finally does so, destroying one of the pillars and attempting to run them down. Scarrock looses an expert shot to entangle the queen to the ground while they make their retreat. He rushes to Valen to ask if he's okay and to get him moving, earning him a panicked and wild swing from the astral elf, who shakenly gets to his feet and makes for the joy boat to secure his exit. Tin Man follows suit while Czar and Skerok attempt to get the lobster and the chest up into the tyrant ship. Tin Man is surprised when Valen lifts off without waiting for the other two, having spared only a brief look behind him. Not sure what's ailing Valen, Tin Man hops out and goes to help the other two, suggesting that Skerok chuck him into the ship, where he could procure some muscle to heave them in. Skerok agrees and does so, setting to tying the lobster to the other end of the rope. Czar has the forethought to tangle the damaged arm in the rope and grip with the claw, which succeeds just as Skerok notices his knotwork fall apart. And a rhythmic heave, ho, begins, led by Ryback, as he and the recruits haul Skerok and Czar onto the ship. They make it and tip in to notice Valen having already retreated, leaving them jammerless. Mikan volunteers and has the ship moving shortly before the Nofero Queen can work her way free of the entangle. Skerok begins to binge eat and cook as a response to his stress, and Czar secludes himself in a cargo bay to work on the lobster and process what has happened. Tin Man tries briefly to speak to Valen, explaining that how everyone is a coward sometimes, and that it's nothing to be ashamed of. If something was scary enough to spook Valen, then it must have been something truly terrifying. As they continue their trek home, or begin their trek home, I should say, Mikan takes a short break to visit with Czar. They speak about the lobster, and Czar vents about what happened on the mission, frustrated with how things went. Mikan thanks Czar for the chance to pilot, understanding that most wouldn't allow a newer recruit such a crucial role. To which Czar responds with some very simple, straightforward logic. Part of the ship, part of the crew, chosen or not. Taking this wisdom with him, Mikan retreats thoughtfully into the ship. Ryback sits with Skerok over their evening meal and asks about the mission. Skerok confides that despite things working out, everything felt so overwhelming. He expressed doubt that he'd be able to stomach the responsibilities placed on his plate. They have a small talk where Ryback speaks on how one need not make themselves fit. It's not something to force. He admits himself that he gave up a prestigious position to take on the role of a simple galley cook. He ruminated on the connections made and facilitated by those who provide the food. That it's okay to take joy in that and recognize where you don't fit in. You will learn to fit in, or you will move along. Those are the only two ways, he said. Skerok takes Valen some food, and both him and Tin Man are present when Valen peeks out to partake. But their interest is rewarded with a door slammed in their face. Deciding not to let this keep them down, Tin Man proposes a race. Skerok thinks for a moment before giving a quick "okay" and darting off. The session ends as Valen listens to the rapidly retreating footsteps of his teammates and hopes that this isn't another omen. Tin Man, Skerok, you make your way back to the main entrance, or the main hold of the ship. What would you like to do from here?
That's the hell happened? Did he say anything to you?
Nothing to me. Like I said, let's just give him some breathing room for now. We should maybe take a moment to go look back over the product and make sure everything's good. That was a bit of a hectic retreat.
Yeah. About that. And he just trails off, and I'm gonna kind of just head back towards the bay. See, like he looks like a lost puppy.
And that's coming from the one that actually looks like a puppy.
Czar, you do notice as Skerok sort of makes his way through the room, ambling past. He doesn't seem to have noticed you while you're working on the lobster. Are you going to do anything in this moment?
You notice Skerok just wander through where I am?
Correct, through one of the cargo bays.
Does he see? He doesn't see me.
He doesn't.
I'm not really like paying attention, like because Tin Man and I are just kind of walking through. So like I'm just not really looking anywhere. Yeah, just kind of like
checked out.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll yell out to him. I'll go, "Hey, Skerok."
Yeah, well, what's up, Czar?
You good over there? You look a little entangled.
Huh. Yeah, just a bit stressed, man. I don't. This starting to be a bit much. Don't you think?
Uh,
Like,
I mean, which part? The risky escape? The
see, that's the fun. That's the
winging it?
good
The
fun.
winging it back out of the ship?
It's it's like in a hunt. You hunt one beast, soon found yourself being hunted by three more. The escape is very much fun. Prior
What's
to that,
not fun is biting off more than you can chew. Finding out
Yeah.
You
you
know,
signed up for
that-
one thing and ended up in another.
but see, that's the thing, Tin Man. This we didn't bite off more than we could chew. This was not difficult in any way, shape, or form.
It ain't
what
about the
happened?
task. It's about the circumstances. It's about the people you find relying on you. It's about the fear you feel when realize suddenly maybe you can't protect those around you as well as you thought you could. Skarak, my friend, I know we've only known each other for maybe about half a month now, but you've done right by me and you've done right by everyone else on this ship. But I'm starting to get the feeling that, uh, unlike me and the good general over there, I don't think you've been in these situations much. Now I know you're talking about your hunts, and I've been well and impressed with all the things I've heard you take down with your bare hands. But these kind of missions,
Oh,
these kind of situations where someone's relying on you and you don't know if that man behind you is going to make it back, I get the feeling that's a little new for you.
very much. Usually, it's you hunt alone in Verdansk. Occasionally, there may be pairs that go out depending on the game, but no, it is a very solitude. You're right, Ayers. You rely on yourself and yourself alone.
And you like to think that's the stronger way to go about it. You got to be tough to handle yourself. But suddenly, when you got someone on your back and you don't know if they're going to turn coat on you or if you have the strength to protect them, suddenly you don't feel like you're too strong anymore. If that is the General Czar that I keep being told he is, then I know the kind of work he's done, and it ain't too different from the kind of work I've done. We get called into situations where people are desperate, and desperate people do desperate things. It's a little
See, I think
scary.
Couldn't have
I
said
think
that better myself, Tin Man.
that's the other thing. It's like, yes, I have killed more beasts than I can count. But here's in but there is no joy in the killing of things like of man. It's like I do it for the hunt, the skill, the game of it. And to be honest with you, the smarter the prey, the more fun it is. But but you draw a line. You have to draw a line. And for me, I see it now with going down this path. I don't know if I want to go over that line any further.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it because I know you're dang good at sugarcoating things for me. It's been delicious the past couple days, the past couple weeks. But I ain't the kind of cook you are, and I'll tell you right here and now, give you your sour doses. We get out into the belt, and you're gonna see some crazy things, but you're gonna see a lot of desperate people. And if that ain't
Lot of
what you're looking
desperate
to
work.
hunt, it may be better that you reconsider. You always got a place here with me. You done earned your trust in my book. You's good people, that I know. But
Well, hey,
I ain't
I
gonna
told
put
you
you
I would.
somewhere you ain't comfortable.
I told you I would help. If I can't help you on the field, then I'll make sure that you damn well don't starve.
That
It's
is
all oil for me, but it's
greatly
some fine oil.
appreciated.
He knows.
All right, so we check out this crate, see what we got, make sure everything's in order.
Yeah, I was at the door when y'all rushed out with it, with the whatever in tarnation that thing is, pointing over at
This
the
is
the,
my
the lobster bot
apparatus.
apparatus. Ain't that a mining mech?
Yes, it is.
What they doing
I've
with that on
encountered
a
a few
beholder
back
world?
and forth in my early days, but boy, let me tell you, when I got into this thing and it turned on, so excited.
I kind of lean up to Skyrock. They ain't what you call military grade, but working with folks who, like I said, desperate situations, I've seen them things turned into walking battle platforms. That you better stay out of the way. I'll tell you right here and now. That one looks like a little worse for wear, though. If I'm being entirely honest with you.
Oh, this thing started talking to me. Apparently, it's been there and watched countless dead drops
Oh,
and the arrival of the rust monster.
now that you don't hear every day. I heard.
This boy has
I
seen
heard
everything in that cave.
some of them nicer models come with the assistant, and they do have to work for you. But I ain't never seen one myself. Most of the mining camps I worked with, bottom dollar, them things are gutted out, and all you got is your 8 levers. If you can't move them, you're in trouble. I heard there's some nicer models where they talk to you and they sing and everything.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This
That's-
model, it's way nicer than I was expecting.
Now that said, about 2 tons of materials about pushing your limit, and I noticed part of it looked broken in when y'all ran by it. So let's go take a look at what we got over here. Make sure that our customer back in the academy ain't too displeased with us, alright? Tin Man's gonna go ahead and go take a look at the crate.
All right.
Skark, as Tin Man's going over like the intricacies of the lobster, his face just is glassed over. Like I have no idea what he's talking.
He's used to that. Don't worry.
You, Zara, are you going with him?
Yeah, I mean the
Okay.
chest is in the same bay room, so
So
not going too far. I could use a break.
the three of you move to head towards the chest. Tin Man, you realize that your hip is light again.
I'm trying not to bring attention to it because the whole party is already really anxious about the dove. So I'm kind of like my eyes are darting around the room, trying to pinpoint any disturbances.
You go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Stealth check. I happen to be pretty good at them. Not in
tonight.
this case.
Oh,
Not in this
man.
case.
Zara,
Hey,
you pick up on
That's a 2.
Hey,
The
Tin
dice
Man,
remain dirty.
Super.
the chest is right here. You don't have to look that hard for it.
Tin Man, as you look around, despite your efforts not being terribly stealthy, you do notice a familiar, sort of a dark shade in the entrance of the room, standing still.
Can I get a feel for what this shade is doing? Like all the way at the entrance of the room? Is it blocking us in? Is it keeping its distance? Would that be like an insight check?
It seems diminutive against a wall, like it's leaning against a wall trying to hide.
Okay, yeah. So it's trying to be as far away as possible. All right, I'm keeping my eye over that way. But again, I'm trying to just stay with my crew here a moment. We're already all really tense. I don't want to contribute to that no more. So let's go ahead and take a look at our product here. If I recall, having had to watch the session from the outside in, there was only 14 of the 20 that were in there. There was a hole in the bottom. Is that right?
Correct. So yeah, one corner of the chest has been chewed through by the rust monsters, the Nofero, and you can see that it looks like it was primarily silver that was taken. It seemed that more of the less we'll say rarer metals were sat at the bottom, just in case something like that happened. You get the feeling that whoever's been using this dead drop recognizes the threat, but also you wouldn't expect someone from Toral space to be ready for rust monsters, or for the Nofero specifically.
The Nofero, yeah, because they're not probably from that planet.
No,
that makes
there's
sense.
specially bred rust monster that was taken to the belt and then specially bred into the Nofero.
Yeah. Gold is softer metal, so that probably would be on top as opposed to silver. So I guess it ain't perfect, but I mean it's better than nothing. Um, but this ain't what he was looking for. I believe he described it as the size of my head. Where is that?
Yeah,
Oh, and
about something like that.
yeah, and I'll just get there's the second box inside of there that's got the purple velvet cloth and like, and does the orb still glow red when we open it?
Are you moving the velvet?
I'm gonna stop their hand. Is that the one you said freaked Valen out?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna like eye over to the shade at the doorway.
Do I clock him looking towards the doorway?
I ain't stealthy. My stealth roll was an 8.
You definitely see him glance over.
Hey,
I
man,
look,
he's
is it-
not driving you mad either, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna look, and that the dove is at the door, right?
You can see a dark shade at the door. You cannot make out any details, and you have not specifically seen her in this form yet.
Okay.
Do I see him following my eyes?
Are
Since
you
I'm so
trying to be
anxious about
stealthy
it.
about it, Skarok?
No, I mean if he looks
You-
over, I'm gonna do the it's like follow his eyes, as a hunter would. Like if he's spotting something, I want to see what he's spotted.
Yep. So you do
Look
see
back
it.
down. I got my hands over, preventing them from opening it up. And I kind of, without looking back, just kind of focusing on the box. I'm like, don't bring attention to her. Let's just focus on what's in front of here. I get the feeling that Valen may not be the only one a little anxious about this thing. We've already had one delivery that ended up wanting to attack both us and the receiver. I don't know what kind of friends that man has, but maybe it's best that we leave this thing covered.
Fair.
Yeah,
And-
you're making a lot of sense here.
I don't want a repeat of what happened back at the academy, if you catch my drift.
No, and looking at the bite mark on Tin Man's shoulders, I go, yeah, I don't want that either.
So we're just gonna go ahead and like re-close up the crate for now. Maybe call one of the recruits, see if we can find some spare wood, brace up that corner over there. This thing has already gotten thrown about enough as it is. I'd be surprised if it's, made it through the trip.
But and at that, like, I'm gonna say to Tim Man, please keep your eye on her.
Trust me, I intend to. Again, if I didn't before, I'd like to apologize to whatever it was that happened to your spear. She told me something about something, and I can't say the word for the life of me, but trust me, I'm right there with you.
Well, I only say is that the only other object that I really care about was also made by the same friend.
I get the feeling I'm
And-
going to want to talk to this friend of yours for my own safety. Let's go take a look at this lobster here. We got ourselves another 2 weeks before we can get back. Let's see what we can do here. I think I've done a little bit of work on one of these once before back in the belt.
Oh, perfect, Tin Man. You're speaking my language. Left claw has been a little glitchy. I think it might have some rust or some buildup. It's not responding correctly.
Yeah. Whoever tends to pilot them always tends to favor one side. That side gets more use, and either it'll be in a better shape because of it, or it'll be in worse shape from overuse. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
as we kind of walk over, I'm going to kind of throw my head back up at Skarok. Let me know if you hear anything from Valen, all right?
Will do. And I'm not actually gonna leave. I'm just gonna sit there and basically be the dumb board. Like I'll be the muscle, hold things up, and just
Hold the flashlight.
as you say that, it'll be like, look, he's a grown man. If he wants to talk, he'll come out. Doesn't want to talk? Well, after 3 days, we'll rip him out.
3 days. And
You
I
hear
think
that,
we're
Milan?
like-
You got 3 days. I just.
Open
I'm
door.
just gonna like literally yell across the cargo bay, like imagining that Valen would hear, but it's like
He's
there's
like
no
on
way.
the other side. The other
Yeah.
side of the ship.
Absolutely no way he hears that.
Yeah, like kind of like
Me
that.
Ken is like passing through, like what?
Yeah, like that breaking the ice comical, but halfway serious. Like, look, he's got to confront it, but at the same time, like, like I'm gonna beat you in 3 days if you don't come out of your room.
Language.
Sorry.
All right. So,
Yes.
yeah. Remind me, how long is the trip back to Toro?
So to and from, it is 16 days from from Toril to Hakatha, and then Hakatha to Toril.
Okay, so we're looking at
8
another
days
little more
there,
than a
8
week.
days back.
Yeah.
No, it's 16 to 16 back.
Oh,
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It was like half a month. Okay. So I
It's a month.
imagine that
It's a month and 2 days.
at least for some time, um, I'm going to assist Czar
Mhm.
working on the uh, lobster. Um, if it helps, I have my auto gnome abilities like built for success that I think uh, could assist with that, or specialized design, things like that.
Mhm.
Um, just more mechanical in nature, more mechanically inclined. I'm not an artificer, but still a gnome by nature.
Yeah.
And anytime Czar does some cooking, same as before, Tin Man's gonna play sous chef.
You actually notice that throughout the next few days, whenever Czar goes to do cooking, or sorry, Skarok, whenever Skarok goes to do cooking, Rybeck sort of muscles in and seems to be trying to spend a little more time with Skarok. He does. It's not a get out of here, I don't like you. It's a I've got this. Um, so yes, over the next couple of days, Czar, the ship does, or sorry, the lobster does end up pretty much fixed up. The left claw, you realize that it was actually just completely missing wires. Whoever
ah.
dealt with it last probably stripped it for some reason. But it the fact that that it still worked despite that is a testament to the engineering and the redundancy mechanics within the apparatus itself.
So what you're saying is we need to go get some parts.
Yeah.
We need
So
to go to Lobster Auto Zone.
Lottos.
Shopping
Lotto
episode.
zone.
4 episodes later.
Get in the zone, Lobster
Punch me
Zone.
under some control panel in the ship. Hey, these wires don't look too important.
But it's a
Just
beholder
eating it.
ship, so you
Just
get in there and
munching
it's
on
all
'em.
weird and alien.
Tasting the wires.
No,
Hey,
that's not the right one.
Wires are wires.
Tin Man, as you move away, the group sort of shifts their focus to the lobster, you feel a relief wash over you, a tension you didn't realize you had as you feel the familiar weight drop back to your waist.
Oh, believe me, I was anxious.
Well, doubly so now.
She's a capricious lady. Gotta keep her happy.
Valen, once a day at about, well, early morning as best you can tell, you get a soft knock at your door. Do you answer the first day?
No. Absolutely.
The second day, same time, a knock on the door.
I'm gonna tell them to go away, but I'm gonna start looking for the sending stone
Okay.
that we went with, and I'm gonna pull it out and
It's in your
try
back pocket right where you left it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through my other clothes because I have changed. I'm like, damn, what pants was I wearing? And after I go through like 4 of them, I'm like, oh man, it was in my back pocket the whole time. And I pull it out, and I'm gonna try to reach Tarto. And
Okay. You have 25 words.
Mission success. Team uncertain. End. And
Acknowledged is all you receive in return.
I'm going to then start writing up a mission report to be turned in when we get back, explaining how the mission went well until we received the goods At which point, an untrained a member of the team broke protocol, opened the box, start domino affecting a large psionic attack or some type of attack, which separated the team and doesn't recommend Skrok for further on the team. And then he's going to finish his report by reporting on the other team members how Tin Man played an excellent role on the hasty retreat. Czar getting the crab going, getting the items, getting them back, and then really glossing over and not really saying anything I did other than completed the mission. And then I'm going to file that away and then return back to my like zen waiting and just processing like the entire situation as I reflect on the mission and everyone involved.
Early morning on the second day, Czar, where are you?
Probably still in the hangar.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've been spending a lot of time, cleaning up, working on my lobster, my hammock is now moved into there, and it's just where I've been spending most of my time.
Okay. So, very early morning on the second day, Valen, you hear the raps on your door, and after you don't respond, or after you yell at them to go away, Czar, you see Mikan trot up, and he seems a little dejected, but he snaps a salute right away. Captain, report. I have a report.
What do you got for me, Mikan?
I believe we're being followed, sir.
By?
Unsure.
Distance?
Extreme. Just at
extremely close or extremely far? Sorry.
at the edge of my
here,
senses.
But just
extreme distance.
At the edge of your
senses.
Okay. When did you begin to pick up on this?
As we left Hakatha, sir.
Not good.
Details, LaForge. Details.
Yeah. What? Did you detect them via some personal ability or an apparatus of the ship?
As a jammer, you have limited senses of the area around you, sir.
Yes.
As you would know, sir.
And that would
be how I picked them up, sir.
Okay.
Right, I knew that.
In that case,
You passed the test.
Come to find out,
I'm
the
gonna
dude
head
has
up
like
to the
never
helm.
steered his own ship ever.
Just like the
Take
guy
it away,
playing
Sulu.
trombone next to the guy, matching him. Kind of fell the shit.
All right, Mikan, lead me up to the helm.
Say what can, Josh.
Said Mikan, lead me up to the helm. I want to take a look.
Of course, sir. And he turns to head out. You hear a trombone from somewhere else in this. No, I'm just kidding. You head up there, and on the way,
For some reason,
do
that's
pass,
very elven trombone.
an elven trombone. So on your way back up, you do pass Valen's room as it is on the way to the jamming helm. Do you do anything as you pass?
Is that salad still on the ground?
The plate is.
Is it empty?
It is.
Okay, I'll keep walking then. Half of mine
It's not the
tipped
third
over
day
a
yet.
whole plate of salad.
So we gotta recompose myself. You continue to make your way up to the jamming helm, and as you arrive, you can see that it's just the jamming helm in the center of the room as you left it. Mikan steps up to it and stands near it, but giving you room to sit down if you'd like.
Yep, I'll take a seat.
All right. It takes you a couple minutes to attune, and you fall back into a familiar feeling, the sense of presence, of being more than you are, of seeing more than you can see. You sense the world around you, and you can feel your senses extend outwards and almost nearly, with as far out as you are, touch the edge of toral space. You do pick up movement and intent, but you cannot discern anything else aside from that. I'd like you to make a wisdom check for me, please.
Absolutely. 15. It's not bad for a +0 in wisdom.
You immediately start searching through your mind to wonder, is this my ship? Is this who I think it is? And after a moment of paying attention, you realize, no. This one doesn't move the same way. But as you continue to move, it doesn't get any closer. It stays at the exact extreme range of your sensors, as your senses, I should say.
And we're probably moving at a pretty decent speed.
Yeah, and I'm going to take us back to the realm space map. All right. Are you doing anything else, or what would you like to do from here, Zar?
Is there a mechanism to make an announcement to the whole ship?
You can try. There isn't a mechanism that you're aware of, but you know that there are certain abilities that some ships can be outfitted with that allow for that.
Okay, I will attempt to press into something with my own telekinetic voice in hopes of relaying it to the whole ship. I will say, it would seem we have a tail.
Don't act suspicious. We all look back at him.
Scarlet's
just, like,
nose
starts
just violently
walking
starts
around the
bleeding.
Starts cleaning everyone on the deck.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
All right, what are you telling him, Zar? We have a tail? Anything else?
And if those who care enough to talk about it would show up to the helm, your contributions would be greatly appreciated.
That felt sassy. That felt sassy. Those who care enough to show up, if you'd like to talk about it.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
I felt some sass in that one.
So,
If you're not gonna just run away from us as soon as it gets dangerous, come up to the top deck.
Scarlet heads up to the bridge with a bowl of popcorn, and just sits down.
Tin Man will join as well.
As Skaruk and Tin Man, as you're on your way up there, Fred actually stops you. He sees you walking past. He gives you a quick wave. Hello, I was hoping I could help you. You could help me with something.
Who? Me? Me?
You see just like his pseudopod turned between the two of you. He doesn't have eyes, so you can't tell. But he just sort of gives a, yes, you both are very good shots. I'd like your assistance.
Okay. What can we do for you?
Follow me. And he turns and starts loping out towards the main entrance, the opening of the ship, and he actually moves out onto the outer hull. Do you follow?
No. Scarlet is just literally go. I still don't understand these things. So, like, going around, I'm like, no.
Have a good one.
And you can see it as he walks out to the entrance of the opening. He walks up to the ledge and then just sort of continues walking and moves around as if gravity just keeps continuing outside.
Do I see Skarok's apprehension?
Yes.
You don't need to worry about it. The gravity plane will maintain our orientation even if we're outside of it. Think of it like walking on the inside of a planet instead of the outside. And there's an air envelope around it. It's not like there's a hard cutoff for a vacuum of space. That'd be ridiculous. And I'm just gonna walk on out.
I'm gonna walk, but as we
So
get
silly.
to the edge, like mentally trying to figure out how would you climb around this ledge to get there. So like trying to like find a handhold before just walking around and realizing how easy it was.
You see
Like you're
that.
getting
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna make a joke. It's like getting disoriented the first time you played Super Mario Galaxy. What
Right?
are these controls?
Yeah.
100%. So as you get out, you see that Fred has moved about to the midpoint of the ship where it's the most round. And you can see as just generally the out in Toral space, you can see the like small meteorites moving around, little rocks here and there. You see a larger one out in the distance. And you see Fred sort of move down into a ball and start to knot in on himself. And you can see as a hardened part of him sticks to the surface of the ship, and another part starts inching backwards, just stretching, stretching, and stretching, and stretching until he moves. He's about 20 feet long, and he goes, "Watch this!" And he slingshots himself off of the ship. And let's see how he lands it, if he lands it.
Why do you need help for that?
I feel like this dude literally just said, "Hey, come watch me jump off a bridge."
What you do a
and-
flip?
And
Did we
you
jump off the ship?
well, and you see
Fred,
as
buddy, the ladies must love you.
he flings out, and you can see as the pseudopod that was stuck to the ship flies after him, and he turns into a boomerang shape. He flies around the asteroid and then comes right back and lands right where he started.
I think I saw this in a Kirby game once.
I've been working on this. What do you think? Is it practical?
No, but that was pretty cool.
Well, now hold on. I happen to have personal experience, and I can tell you for a fact there is value in being thrown
In
to
a boomerang
places.
human?
Well, I mean, I usually do more of a javelin, but that's impressive. I think there's value in that.
I'm impressed, Fred.
He does a sloppy bow. Many thanks. I've been working on it. Do you have any tips?
The only thing I would point out, keep in mind, when you're you've been practicing this here on the Spelljammer, is that right?
Inside. You saw me.
Oh,
Keep in
thank
mind.
ya.
Oh, that's what you were doing. Oh.
Hmm. Indeed.
Keep in mind, the gravity plane is much smaller and relatively weaker here than actual planet side. Same with the air envelope. That aerodynamic type shape you're taking, that relies a lot on the wind Bernoulli principle working the way it's supposed to. I think I could just be talking out my exhaust pipe, but I think you're gonna have to readjust once we actually get down planet side. You might find you fly a little different. It's my only words of advice. Trust me, I can tell you how many times I thought I'd fly 50 feet and someone tossed me out the side of a meteor and I only flew 5.
Sounds dramatic. I'll have to get that story sometime. But check this out.
Man,
And you see as
man,
he
that
goes to
wasn't
do
the
it
first
again.
time you were thrown?
And as Scarrock's asking you this, just in the background, you see Fred doing this again, except for this time he forms a spear shape and goes through another asteroid. It takes him about 10 minutes, but he does land back on.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling a little jealous right about now.
I could throw you out there, Tin Man.
Use a javelin. It gave me an idea.
We'll talk about that later. Fred, my friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The return trip. We need to lessen that.
He just undulates happily.
But no, Fred, that amazing. I just feel with the spear javelin, the reload time is a little long.
We could tie a rope to him. If he was working with a spotter, help him aim up his shot, get him through, and then just. I'm just throwing out ideas here. I ain't never seen
I'm
nothing
gonna
like
take
that.
the 50-foot rope. I have a rope. I'm gonna take it out of my pack and tie it to Fred. Like, all right, Fred, I'm gonna plasmoid on a rope.
Huzzah!
This is what our viewers came to watch.
The
We now
As-
have the equivalent of a sticky hand toy.
Ooh, yes. Can we bring a
Valen-
ship in with that thing?
We'll take a moment. We'll take a moment.
As it brings it in.
A living grappling hook.
It's just so
Just tie him
polite.
up to a fishing rod. It's cool. Don't worry.
It's just so
It
polite as
splats
it
right on a
pulls the
windshield.
it pulls the
Pulls you
ship
right in.
so politely. Oh, you're gonna love it
Oh
when
shoot!
Valen
I'm
takes
sorry,
your
Fred.
ship
I
over.
got you done gunked up in the gears there.
No worries. On the other end, they're yelling at me.
Woo! I'm
I
sorry.
believe
That
I
was
pierced
dumb.
into the lavatory.
I'm sorry. That was dumb.
That was
Oh
brilliant.
wow!
Whew. All right.
Whew.
So while this is happening, Czar, you put your call out and you feel the presence of Skarok, Tin Man, and Fred on the outside of the ship. Valen, what are you doing?
It's only your second day, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just wait in my room. If they get closer, I'll go check it out. But
Can I feel him in his room?
Make a wisdom save.
Wait, you said save?
Correct.
Oh, that's terrible. I rolled a 1.
yeah, get out of my head,
Ooh.
bozo.
Earlier,
You're so mad at him. You don't even want to think about him. You don't even want to feel his presence.
Oh, it stinks, man.
earlier when you pressed your thoughts into the ship, you felt the presence of a psychic residue that is ambient and you would assume is part of, and you felt in most places beholders are. So you get the feeling that whatever you did to inform the whole crew was as part of that. But ambient energies work both ways. As you reach out to Valen to see if to focus specifically on his emotions and what he's feeling right now, Valen, what are you feeling?
Yeah, there's a lot of anger. So you're probably just getting like a solid Valen coming right back.
You were hit by wave after wave of fury. Your entire world goes black and white with how harshly it shakes your psychic being.
Don't know what I did to deserve that, but all right.
Your entire world shifts into a pinprick of black, or with a pinprick of white at the very end. And you see for the briefest of moments a hand push through that hole and pry it open. And then your vision comes back.
Yeah, I've had a lot of psychic experiences in my time, but I think that was a new one.
I'm telling you, this whole mission has just been weird with psionics.
I say psionic tomfoolery is strong here.
Just lousy with it.
But after a short while, it doesn't seem as though Valen is taking the bait.
All right. Then I will attempt to push back into the 3 outside. Did I sense his projectile launch system?
You sensed Fred travel distantly very quickly and then come back the first time very quickly, and the second time after about 10 minutes.
I'm going to push out to them.
Okay.
And I'm going to let them know I'm going to rotate the ship while maintaining speed and direction to see if they can see anything in the distance.
Are you hitting the e-brake on this?
I'm drifting.
Gas, gas, gas. Do you like my
I'm hitting
jammer?
that 360 spin right now.
360?
The Tokyo Drift theme starts playing. Doon, 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 doon.
No, man, he's just jump kiting.
Yeah, you know how to get me out of my room real quick, I think.
So
Not quickly. I'm not like whipping it. 300.
Oh, you should.
you should.
You should so the
meant-
villain just slams
Casually
against the wall.
rotating. My
Yeah,
initial
I'm
plan
pretty
was
sure-
to slam on the brakes to see if that thing would catch up, like brake check it.
I'm pretty sure,
But
like,
then everybody stepped outside the
I
hall.
have to get to the. I have to get to
And
the
I
shelter
deemed that not a good
immediately.
plan.
remember, in space, it's not the speed that kills you; it's the deacceleration.
It's how quickly you stopped.
Yeah. You hit the Scarrock, Tin Man, and Fred. Each of you hear this. You can see that Fred's in the middle of setting up another shot. He's already stretched. What do you do?
We have him tied up. Have a rope tied to him, right?
Yes.
We let him go. We let him fly and then deal with the message.
All right. So the message comes through after Fred flies out. This time he tried something a little broader. You can see that he's kind of created what looks like a large cannonball, but he's put most of his mass on the front of it. That way the back almost looks like a see-through globe. But you can see that the majority of his mass is in the front, and he flies off. You see that the rope is actually held into him, like he's holding it himself. And you see him jerk to a stop partway out, and then the ship spins, sort of rotating him in, like reeling him up. And as the ship, go ahead. As the ship
All I
stops,
could imagine.
Yep.
All I could imagine was just like this. We're doing something we really shouldn't be, really stupid, and then suddenly we send him off, and suddenly we get a message from Mom. Hey, don't do that. Too late.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like we literally just hammer through him like 100 miles off the ship.
So you see, as he flies out, he jerks to a stop, and the rope ends at about 120 feet. The ship spins, towing him with it, and you see as he disappears off to your left, the ship stops. He flies across, going to the right, and you hear a distant.
Fred, you okay?
Do you go check on him?
I don't think plasmoids are resistant to bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
As you go, you see that splattered on the ground is a plasmoid of just completely smattered out. He's almost only like an inch thick on the ground. You can see he still has a hold of the rope. And he starts to reform very slowly. He manages to get to maybe 4 or 5 inches off the ground, and you see him just sort of slump over, let go of the rope, and start moving towards the entrance of the ship. This isn't
Is he
fun anymore.
This
Is he
isn't
hurt?
fun anymore.
Come on, buddy. Let's get you into med bay. All right.
I'm gonna. If he's hurt, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Thank you.
Let's get him inside. He's probably tired now.
So tired.
Slingshotted Fred.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Note to self:
You spit a
do
word
not
and suck
abuse
it.
the. Do
Fred.
not abuse the cadets.
Yeah. I
Fred.
think that's a good. Does anybody else
I'm
have
sorry,
anything to
man.
add for that scene?
No.
It's okay. It happens.
But it was fun. Come on, it was.
His
You
insides are
see-
still swirling like when you spin a 2-liter upside down.
Yeah.
He's just
Like
walking around like that, all wobbly.
And you can see, like, as he's meandering back, he's sort of weaving a trail back and forth. He's clearly a little dizzy. Just as you tell him it was fun, right? He gives a little thumbs up, comes out of the goop, and then just sort of subsumes back in.
Reverse Terminator.
Yeah. I think
Fred,
that's
I got you. Come see me at snack time.
Of course. Thank you. And he disappears around the corner. I think that's a good place for us to take our break for the night.
All right, we'll see you guys in 5 minutes.
We'll be back in 5.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Missing Day yet. He had to use the bathroom and get a drink, so he'll be back shortly.
All good. Hey, I'll take a few moments here to talk to everyone viewing and tuning in. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the episode. We got a lot of more great content coming your way. So stay tuned. We're going to be going live in a few more places here over the next few weeks, but we got tons of more stuff planned and a ton more great content coming your way. I got a new season of Play With Me coming out. I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, so it's great. I'm going to be releasing that date and you're not allowed to watch it. But anyways, Mark, take us back.
Oh, I see.
I mean, you can watch it if you want, but I also there you go. You're allowed to watch it if you want. It's just I know that you've been wanting to play it and don't want it spoiled for you because I've been
It's
trying to get Dayton to play
fantastic.
that game for like 5 years now.
It's so
Since
good.
it came out.
Still haven't played
It's
it.
been on my wait list.
Yeah.
I've got a long backlog of it takes so long for me to finish big AAA titles. I only recently finished Elden Ring, and I'm still kind of coming off that. So
Right.
That was
Yep.
a good game.
Anyways, we
Mhm.
got more great content coming for you guys. So
Yes. All right. So back to the session. So, as the Valen, excuse me, Valen denies the call from Czar to meet him in the helm, but as he spins the ship around, Tin Man and Skaraka would like you each to make a perception check because you are told to keep an eye on something that might be behind you.
All right.
If one of you wants to help, I'll give one of you advantage.
yeah. Okay.
15.
Mhm. So between the two of you, you hear Czar say there's something foul. There's a tail. Keep an eye out. He spins the ship, and you don't see anything aside from the distance and the depth of dark space.
Okay. Is that normal, Tin Man?
well, it's pretty dark out there, and depending on where you are or where they are, if we ain't got no light, we can't see nothing. If they're sitting in our shadow, they're as good as invisible.
Cause say I don't do too well on these ship things. Considering the first time I was out, it kind of didn't have a ship anymore.
Yeah, I imagine it's you're used to using more senses than I am. You got them ears and that big old snoot of yours. Don't really work out here, do it?
No, sir.
Let's head on inside. See what Zara's talking about.
Can both of you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Sure.
21.
17.
All right. As you're conversing between yourselves, you are still facing the way Czar indicated. So you see as what looks to be a dark sphere moving towards you. It's moving relatively slowly, but it's moving fast enough to catch up with the ship, which is the more alarming thing. It moves with the ship for a moment. Like, it catches up to the ship and starts to move past as if it's on a direct and straight trajectory. And you look up and you see that about 10 feet above your head, Tin Man, and about 5 above your Scarrock, or 6, Nuance, is a cannonball. And written on the side is, "See you in the stars, Crux." And it zooms past.
Which was it coming from?
From the directions are indicated.
What direction is that? Remind me.
From behind.
From behind.
It's moving towards the sun of realm space. The same direction you're going. You're simply moving backwards right now.
Huh.
Did
And Zara, you feel the presence at the edge of your senses disappear.
Did Crux already pack ship and leave while we were gone?
Did I feel that cannon blast come through?
It was too small, you didn't quite pick up on it. You felt the
Okay.
disturbance, but you didn't feel exactly what it was.
Okay.
how?
Can I just say, that is positively ridiculous aim.
He wrote on. How did he know we were gonna be there?
I hear the man's a legend where he comes from. I'm starting to believe it. Let's head on back on side.
Yeah.
Did he factor in our little 360 too? He's awesome.
You go back inside. Zar, like I said, the feeling at the edge of your sensors disappears. Are you doing anything else in this moment?
I will disconnect from the helm and hand it back to Mikan and say whatever's tailing us seems to have backed out of range.
I'll keep an eye out for it, sir.
Thank you.
And he'll move back to sit back down.
I don't think you're gonna have to worry. I think Crux is bugged out.
Who are you saying that to?
The group, like everybody, like Zar, Tin Man, and
Mikan?
up at the bridge. Yeah.
So we walk into the bridge then. You ain't gonna have to worry about that.
Oh,
Why? What'd you guys see?
A cannonball.
Imagine, for a moment, a cannonball.
Yeah, I
Just
took
above
one to
our
the chest.
heads.
I'm pretty familiar with cannonballs.
Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Fired, and it missed. Right above our heads.
So they shot
Ooh.
at us.
But it missed on purpose. Words. Just far enough to read them. Common. See in the stars. Crux. That was a message from him. One, he's already done bugged out from the academy. Like, we knew that was going to be the case. We knew eventually everybody was going to leave the academy, but I think he already did while we were on our little trip there. Somehow ended up behind us, probably tracked us on the way out as we were coming in. Somehow lined up that dang shot. Somehow knew where we were going to be when we got there. And decided to deliver us a little message in a way that I gotta say, I've delivered a few messages by a bullet in my time, but ain't quite not like that.
There's a chance that cannonball hits a planet.
It was going to
It's
the
not
sun.
gonna stop till it hits something.
All right, Newton. Listen, that flew 5 feet over that man's head. All right, it was close enough I could read it. I'm sure if he can account for us spinning 180 degrees around to see what's going on. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Besides, if we're lucky, maybe it'll hit a beholder or something.
We hear on the news in a week that a mining asteroid was just obliterated by a stray cannonball.
something to do
No,
with
no,
a
no.
character named Rux.
It's going towards Toronto. Baldur's Gate was leveled today by a megaton force asteroid.
That's right.
That'll teach those mind flares.
Over the next...
Neverwinter is nevermore.
Oh,
There
that's
was
brutal.
a timing on getting that drop, you know. Maybe it was a auxiliary plan in case we didn't succeed.
Maybe Valen should be
Ship's been
present to voice
compromised.
this idea. All right. So the next couple of days go past. Ryback tries to get everybody back into the morning jog, and he continues. He soldiers on. He does it every single morning. The recruits fall in with him. Do any of you?
Varl stumble into the kitchen and just to have coffee. We have coffee, right?
Equivalent of coffee.
We have the equivalent of coffee.
If
Yes.
you go in, go ahead.
Skarok will make you the equivalent of coffee.
You'll walk into the kitchen and ask for coffee, and Ryback will go, "Well, that's what we have alcohol for." And then Skarok is like, "No, I got this," and starts making you some coffee.
A little hair of the dog that bit you.
Yeah?
Ah.
Valen, you hear another knock on your door.
Who is it?
Mikan, sir.
What are the day's orders?
Continue home, sir.
Carry on.
I would like a word, sir.
He's really gonna quickly put his papers together, put them away, and like get his hood on, and kind of try to like sit in the corner, look like cool and mysterious, and he's gonna be like, "Come on in."
You hear the door
Picard every
creak
time
open.
Riker walks in.
You see the door, a crack of light blazes into the room, and you see Mikan step in trepidatiously, a little uncertain. Sir, I just wanted to report to you what was happening, sir.
Report.
We had a tail for a couple of days, sir. Captain Zar seems to have handled it, though he seems to want to speak with you, sir.
Tell him I'll meet him down by the lobster.
Understood, sir.
And what about the package we picked up?
Undisturbed, as far as I'm aware, sir.
We need to ensure that gets locked up under key immediately before I head out there. And keep a rotating watch of every 8 hours of a new recruit to keep eyes on, and let me know if anyone tries to open it or get close. I don't really care if you guys know protocol or not. I'm going to establish it now so you guys learn it. But when we pick up a high value product like this with, got such such danger that we have to abide by protocol here. So start setting that up and bring me back the rotation as soon as you get it set up. This is
Understood, sir.
your top priority.
It will be done, sir. He snaps a salute and then steps out of the room. You hear him jog off down the hallway.
And then I'm going to sit down back at the desk in the room, like take my glasses off and start writing another report about another mission report. I'm telling. And about Zar's capability as the Spelljammer and what he did. And then at the bottom, put recommending him for Spelljammer if needed. And then
Spelljammer Reserve.
Almost like he was a captain.
And then I'm going to file that report behind Skarok's, and then return back to my waiting.
Fetal position.
Right, psychic senses. I knew that.
I'm gonna go lay in the bed and start getting into it, and then like snap up real quick, and like shake it off, and go back to my kind of zen meditative state as I still process, but also reach out for some answers a little bit.
like to think he's got a mirror. He goes, "You're better than this."
There's definitely a mirror, and he's afraid to look into it at this point. Of what makeup he may be wearing that looks back.
When will my reflection show
Mhm.
who I
Velen,
am inside?
as you sit back into the dark and move back into your meditation and reach out for guidance and for answers, you feel before the familiar touch of the light brushes your consciousness, you feel an oily presence that is inundated you and is weighing you down. You feel a gentle hand reach forth and just sort of brush it off. And you immediately feel a lightening in your heart as this oily presence, that it seems to be suffocating your soul, is with a whiff of a hand gone.
And as
You still go ahead.
I kind of open up my eyes, kind of, and see the mirror out of the corner, and I'll catch a look real quick, but not look too long as I stand up.
You stand up and glance, and you see behind your head what looks to be a gentle glow, and it emanates from your hairpin and creates almost a halo behind your head. And it pulses once, and you feel warmth move through your body, and then dims and disappears. The way to the light is through the darkness, Velen. That's the only voice you hear.
I'm gonna kind of close my eyes and try to think of that moment that I shared just a few weeks ago, where I was able to see Orion again and try to hold on to it.
You attempt to internalize the vision, the image, the feeling you had in that moment right before the frozen wave crashed into you. But you feel a knot in your heart. And as the concept, the idea, the presence and knowledge that Orion may yet live approaches that knot, you feel a pain in your chest. Something in your heart curls up and tries to retreat. But it's already in the deepest place in you it can go, in your heart, in your soul. It cannot retreat further.
I'm gonna just try to live in that moment for a few seconds, trying to make it feel more real. Then look towards the door, open it, and see if there's anyone out there.
Is there anyone out there?
Did Mikan come and give us a report?
In this moment, as Velen is going through this, Zar, you are down. I wanted to see if anyone was already up there. Zar, Mikan jogs into the cargo hold, and you see him go over to the chest right away, procure a lock, and after a moment, you see him pull out a sheet of paper and press it to the lock. He mutters something under his breath, and you see runes shackle around the lock. You can see that the corner has already been shored up in the work you've already done, and he jogs out again after a moment, but then comes right back. Zar, sir?
Proceed.
Velen will see you, sir, if you'd like, sir.
Where?
His room, sir. No, he said he'd come down here, sir.
Okay, then I guess I'll wait here.
Understood, sir. And he turns and jogs out. It takes another 15 minutes before Mikan returns to your door, Velen, and he knocks again a little more confidently, and before waiting for a response, he says, "The order is Cricklet, Fred, then myself, sir."
Thank you. Make sure whoever finished the first watch reports to me immediately. It's down in the hold with everyone else.
It's in the same room as Czar, sir.
All right, tell Zara meet him in the spell jamming room, and then I'm gonna make my way there.
5 minutes later, Mikan jogs a little out of breath into the cargo hold. Czar, sir. He said he'd meet you in the spell jamming helm, sir.
Changed his
I don't
mind.
think he wants to be around the treasure chest, sir.
Okay. Mikan, go take a break. You're not an errand boy. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
You're not an errand boy.
Thank you, sir. And he snaps another salute and turns to head out.
He is a cadet. He is literally his CO's errand boy.
Not to Czar.
Czar, Valen said he'd meet you in the spell jamming helm.
Then I will head up to the helm.
So, as per the question,
Yes.
when Valen pops his head out, where is Skarok and Tin Man at this time? Because we went up to the Spelljammer helm to speak with Czar, but we had our conversation. Czar said, "Okay, me can't take over," and he headed down to the lobster room. So, what
Lobster
are the
cage.
odds that Tin Man or Skarok happen to be in that hallway when Valen pops out?
So you do see Mikan running around, but you've mostly spent your time in the main area, specifically for you, Tin Man, because you're still attempting to keep the dove clear of whatever's in that chest. So you're not in that room. You only really see Mikan filter through. The upper decks, the only things up there right now are Valen and the spell jamming helm, so there's not a whole lot of reason to be up there right now. Rybeck has procured Skarok to begin working on dinner.
Then it sounds to me, Valen, like that hallway is empty.
And I
Creeps
enter,
out Pink Panther style.
I enter the hallway, make my way to the Spelljammer helm, and when I make my way and try to find like a place where I can look out over the stars, but have my back to him as he comes.
As this is a tyrant ship, there is no viewports. There is no windows or anything. But standing in the Spelljammer helm, feeling the pulses of energy and the projection of one's senses, you do feel your senses
Actually, I'll
expand.
sit in the helm,
Zar,
so then I can
Zar,
sense anyone
ahead.
that's coming in behind me.
All right. It is empty as you enter. Mikan was likely the last person here. You sit down and you feel the roots of your consciousness filter into the ship, take hold, and then extend further.
Mark, just
Czar?
a quick question about
Yes.
when Mikan leaves to go talk to Valen, is the ship still moving, or does it basically, because if he's is it able to cruise, he's able to walk away and go back and go into live control? Is that kind of
So
how it works?
The ship slows to a stop before Mikan leaves the helm.
Okay.
If you ask him, he doesn't know if it will keep going, but he's a recruit. He's too afraid to try.
No. That's what I was just trying. Because
Yeah.
trying to get a sense for it's like if seeing Mikan and we start moving again, putting one to one together that Valen is out.
Once you see Mikan run past again and then the ship begins moving again, yes, you sort of get the idea that either Czar or Valen are up there right now.
Okay.
And honestly, at this point,
Don't I have to
easier
go through the
assumption would
common
be
room
Czar.
to get up there?
There is a way up from each cargo hold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mikan's
plus at this
taking the
point, if-
roundabout because he's got to talk to Cricklet and Fred.
So, but basically, I just wanted to see like if Skarok knows. Okay, oh, Valen must be out. Like,
Yes.
you know.
You're not 100%. You know that Mikan and Czar have been trading off a little bit here and there, and Zar's not in the cargo bay, and Miken's running around, but the ship is moving. So, as far as you're aware, it very well could just be Zar, but you, Valen's been MIA for like 6 days now.
Being somewhat hopeful, while helping Ryback with dinner, I am going to prepare something a little bit different for Valen, thinking kind of like his apparent dislike of meat, and just try and prepare something for him.
While you're cooking, you see that Ryback seems distracted. A couple of times he nicks his admittedly he's got thick skin. He's got a hide, as it were. But you notice a couple times he misses a knife stroke and bites into his hand, or he drops something in the boiling water too quickly and it splashes back on him. He looks incredibly distracted.
Ryback, you okay, man?
Not sure, Scarrow. Genuinely not sure.
What's going on?
Sometimes, Scarrow, there's a third way. I told you there were only two. But sometimes you fit, but only for a time. I'm afraid that my time at the Academy is coming to an end.
Well,
Life decides you're not right for the space anymore.
Ryback.
Yes, Scarrow.
Don't. To be honest, I don't know. With all of what's happened here, I don't know if I can continue on this path. Now, I did say I would help them along, and I know they've got other things to do. Maybe we tag along with them, get out into the belt, we see what happens from there.
I think I will find my own place. Crux was my captain, and he left me behind.
Hang on. No. There's something more to that.
I'm sure there is. He has his reasons. He always has.
No. Ryback, no. He's not a. No, he's not abandoning you.
Flighty Foundling is my home, Scarrock. And it could be a million miles away by now.
Well,
We're going the opposite direction.
for now, we are. Yes. Ryback, you know, I have no idea how far I am from home. To be honest, I had no idea how I'm going to get back. Until that ship showed up that's at the academy, nothing. I have no idea. And
You could count yourself among the lucky.
but here's the thing, Ryback. Now I know I have a way back. But I don't want to go. Like I can't go back. I go back now, I will have let down everybody that has ever cared for me. It's like I will. You don't understand, Ryback. I have to continue and bring back some glory, something. Or else how could I ever live up to him?
Woohoo.
You remember that story I told you back when we first got on this? Yes. Well, it's about my brother. And he was the best hunter I had ever seen, will ever know. And he was taken far, far too early. Every day, I hope that I could just be half as good at what he was, good at. To be honest, I think I have, but I have those doubts, Ryback.
Doubts that you're not enough, that you don't belong, that you won't be what you need to be.
That's not what I need to be. I'm not searching for what I need to be. It's about what I want to be. Right now, I need to be an adventurer, a hero. That's not what I want to be. I want to be a cook, a chef. You know, I told Tin Man and Czar that I do enjoy the hunt and the kill and the thrill of it. But there's one thing I've always relished. The time I spent in the courts cooking for the nobles and people like Valen. Have you ever seen a person laid low without a single word or weapon drawn? It's to see how they move in their social circles. It's a hunt all on its own. And it was strange, and in a way, they used me as a weapon in that court, in that way, and I understand it now. I do, but not as a weapon. I want to lay the defenses bare of those who taste my food. I want them to relish in what I have provided them. I want to be known for that more than anything else. So no, I'm not ready to go home. On multiple occasions, I have been expected to be a hero. No, that is not what I will be. And Ryback, you feel like your captain has abandoned you. I don't know this world. I'm going to need help. And I'm asking you, will you help me?
It is a heavy burden placed on the shoulders of a morning man. But
it is
I
not
do
morning.
believe-
We will find Crux. We will get answers.
But in this moment, I do mourn, as I do not know the answers. And I will live with that. I suppose we can all be different shapes from time to time. I will take on the shape of your guide, Scarab. If you will take on the shape of my comrade and friend.
The pleasure's all mine.
An easy shape, no.
Better shape than your fingers, man. Get yourself together. We got dinner to make.
I was actually hoping that maybe you could hit me with one of those cure wounds.
And yeah, I'll just kind of
Thank you.
pat him on the shoulder, and like kind of just that green moss grows over and like just leaves a patch as the wounds mend.
You see, as he takes a bite of it. Can we use that as seasoning?
Actually, yes.
Band-Aid.
Moss Band-Aid.
That's not a biohazard.
That's sanitary,
Hey,
right?
they have moss bathroom mats. Come on.
That's not a kitchen.
Well, for Kramer it was.
I will admit, Skerok, a fear still exists in my heart. That when I do return home, when I do see the flighty foundling again, that the planks themselves will not hold the same luster. The windows won't offer the same views. The air will taste more stale, and the light will shine not quite as I remember.
You know, the more I think of it, Ryback, I don't think it's him abandoning you. No. I think this is forcing you to grow. You once told me that you turned down a position of command. No?
I did.
Maybe, maybe this is his way of saying it's your time. He made the decision for you.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Skerok. Thank you.
And I just pat him on the shoulder and head back and kind of,
We've put blood and sweat into this meal. Let's not make it tears as well.
Literally blood.
yes.
You see him turn to the side, lift up his shirt. You hear a trumpeting sneeze, or like he blows his nose, and he turns
Wash your
back.
hands, man, dude. Come on, no.
Sorry, old habits. You see as he reaches into his pocket for a spell of or a wand of prestidigitation, he taps on each of his hands. His hands are clean.
You could have just used water. It's right over there.
Yes, but this is interesting and more fun.
It's all about flexing.
Zar, you enter the spelljamming helm, and you can see in a long blue robe that tents over his head, Belen is facing away from you.
Is it just you?
Last I checked, yeah.
I don't know where
But
the
you
rest.
finally get bed sores?
I don't know where the rest are at, so we're gonna make this quick. I don't know what happened back there, but I know what I did wasn't right, and my actions aren't excused. But you should know that the protocols these recruits, wannabes, I'm not too sure, were broken, and they're protocols for a reason. Now, when we go to a dead drop, we secure the box, we take it back to HQ, we let the professionals handle it. Now, I had seen something back there that had broken me. I don't know if it was linked to that box or what, but I shouldn't have left you back there. But I had to go. There's something about this group that got some pizzazz to it. But I don't know if we're all cut out for this. And I don't think we're all really the same, cut from the same cloth. You and me are a little bit different here, Azar. I don't even know where that furball tree is gonna be, if this is meant for him. Can't even figure out if that little Tin Man robot is even real or if it's got a bug in his code. But I can see in your eyes that we're the same. So be mad at me all you want. But there's something bigger going on here. And I think I'm gonna need your help for this.
Look, Valen, I can be as mad as I want. I don't know what you saw. I don't know what happened. All I know is you took off and left us there. And that's not cool. But, end of the day, we're a crew. We're out here, we have each other, and that's all we can really rely on. Okay, so like I said, I don't know what you saw, but if it's anything you need to get off your chest, you know where to find me. At any point. Okay, we all have scars.
Yeah. It's difficult. I yeah, maybe I'll do that. And then I'm gonna kinda retreat back into the Spelljammer helm and kind of speak one last thing to Czar and tell him like, "Hey, keep this between us, man," and then take control of it and push the helm a little harder. And once we're kind of at a good cruising speed, activate the autopilot that engages it to be and kind of just chuck it up to how rookie everyone is.
Before he chalks it into autopilot, when he says keep it between us, Czar's gonna kind of pat him, put his hand on his shoulder, and he's gonna say, "Get us home safe," and he's gonna walk out of the room.
I just imagine like a Star Trek Next Generation cutaway, the ship flying through space, the horns playing in the right background. Doo doo doo. Jump cut into the episode.
Belen, you feel a little lighter having shared this burden with someone, even if it is not a specific burden. Having placed some trust into another individual after being unable to do so after so long lightens your heart, and you feel that knot ease and that tension in the rope, as it were, ease up just a tad. And the rest of you feel as, instead of an immediate jolt of movement, the ship feels like it's building up to something greater. The momentum starts building, and you don't feel the movement of space per se, but you can tell just by looking outside that things are moving faster than you expect. Tin Man, you've never been, or Czar, you've never been on a Spelljammer that's moved quite this quickly. Czar, as you stand in the Spelljamming helm, as Czar spins this up, you feel the ship itself respond almost excitedly. You can feel as the structure, just standing in the Spelljamming area, you sort of get a sense of the ship itself and your knowledge in it. But you feel the ship sort of spin up excitedly, like it's ready to move, like it's ready to go, like the momentum is something it's been waiting for. And it releases. And Valen stands up, and you see sitting in the Spelljammer helm is a faint blue, almost perfect replica of Valen. The next 8 days go by quickly. You see Toril approach, and you get a message on the sending stone, Valen. As you approach in a couple of days, we would like for you to stay in orbit. We will come get you.
Copy. We'll stay in orbit. High alert.
It actually cuts off after stay in orbit, so you don't get the "we'll come get you," but you do get the stay in orbit. As you pull into orbit, what would you like to do? Later that day, you pull into orbit.
Yeah, as we get closer, I will alert the crew and tell them all hands on deck. Prep for orbit pattern, and to be ready for to receive onboarders.
All right. And are you informing the academy at all
That we're in. Yeah.
that you were here?
Yeah. Once we get into formation, I'll put out a message with the sending stone.
The response is long in coming. It takes a while, a few very long minutes. You're back already.
Yeah. Mission failed successfully. Task failed successfully.
You're a whole day early. We'll be up in a few hours.
Can I sense any type of like abnormalities in the way he's talking?
The voice you realize is Tarto. And go ahead and make a perception check for me.
All right.
It almost sounds like Tarto has healed, since sending stones are sent with a more of a psychic connection, a cerebral one. It's magic, of course. You kind of get the sense through the magic that Tarto's voice is a little more confident. It seems that she's been healing up.
Great.
You were gone just under 4 weeks, or just about 4 weeks, so.
Great. Sounds good. And I'll alert the crew. There'll be a boarding party in a few hours.
Is anybody doing anything specific in preparation for the boarding crew?
Where's Valen right now?
In the spelljamming home.
Both of them.
Both Valens.
Yeah, both Valens.
Having gone through the 8-day trip,
Your inner
16.
clock says that you're a day early.
Yeah, 15-day trip. Sorry, catching time there. Tin Man has been intentionally allowing Valen to have his space, and also keeping his own space from the hold. So, kind of just working with the cadets. As we reach the end of this trip, he's gonna kind of meander on up to the spell jamming helm. Just kind of wanting to see how he's doing, test the waters a little bit.
As I see him come in, sorry. What's going on, Team 10 Man?
Haven't seen you in a little while. I could tell right away once you left the room, the whole ship seemed to get some giddy up and go.
Yeah, it's amazing how well things when a recruit does someone other than a recruit does them.
Yeah, I suppose all that training actually counts for something, huh?
Yeah, sure does. You need something?
Yeah. Just getting a feel for things. You know, it's like I was telling that gift there that we had tied up. Remember that? The academy. Oh, I feel so bad for them. They're in a rough spot now. That whatever time and money they put into that venture, it's as good as gone now. It's something crazy. And they're still looking to pay us for our effort.
Hey, that little light that pops out of your head. What's up with that?
That's a really good question. Let's just say my daddy is a money-making man, and that's a little more important than any autonomy of his children.
Factory settings.
One of these days I'll get that snipped, but I don't want to mess with something I don't know nothing about. The fact that I can even comment on it is a bit of a wonder. Most models in my line don't even question it.
And that little song it plays. Are you aware of it? And I'm gonna take a step back.
Truth be told, no. I know when it happens. I know people's reactions to it, but when it happens, it's go into a bit of a fugue state, if I'm entirely honest with you. I understand it's supposed to be some kind of cheery melody that gets people's attention and gets them all excited, but truth be told, when it happens, most people just look at me like I'm a dog on the side of the road. So, yeah, I don't know much about it, but one of these days I'm gonna do something about it.
Can
But
you do it? Can you do
yeah,
it for
no,
me? Could you do it for me right now?
I could try.
I'm
If
gonna like kind of quietly put my hand on my laser pistol as I wait for him to do it.
are you
Seeing
sure about this?
Valen do this, Skarok is gonna growl from the background.
Whoa, you here?
It's when the both
Whoa.
of you realize as Skarok materializes from the background. Tin Man, you hadn't picked up on the fact that Skarok had followed you up here.
I'm gonna tell
It's all
Skarok
right.
to stay out of this and leave.
It's all right. No, no. Deep breath. Deep breath.
I don't think
Look,
that'll happen, Valen. Get your
if it
hand off
makes
your weapon.
if it makes you uncomfortable, I believe I do have some settings I can play around with. I'll see if I can at least change the sound it makes. The words themselves, I don't have much control over. It's all about selling the deal, I guess. But
Where's your weapon at?
my weapon, I'm gonna pull out Stargazer right here.
And I'm gonna start pulling mine out a little bit more as I get tense.
I'm gonna toss it to him, like with his hand occupied and everything. I'm just gonna toss him the Stargazer.
What happens when I
She
grab
ain't
it?
much. I'd toss you this one here too, looking down at my hip. But you and I both know that's a point of contention right about now.
Yeah, that's
I
the
don't
one.
know what's.
I throw the Stargazer back, and that's the one I'm talking.
I don't know what's in that box down there, but it makes her real uncomfortable. And I get the feeling that's something you and her have in common.
A lot of count. And I'm gonna look like over Tin Man's shoulder at Skarok and ask him like, "Do you need something?"
It's all right. I don't need the muscle. We're all just teammates talking here.
Exactly. And I stand exactly where I am.
And then
Look,
I
I
kind
get
of
where you're
look back
coming
at
from.
Team Tin Man.
You don't know me, and I don't know you. And truth be told, there ain't nothing between us that wouldn't make us uncomfortable. As far as you're concerned, I'm just an auto gnome that seems to shoot his mouth off a little too much.
So yeah,
And as far as I'm concerned, I know Xerxes when I see it.
yeah, something I'm proud of.
We both took this job for a reason, right?
You did.
Like I was saying, like I was telling that poor gift we had tied up them about a couple weeks back. The academy. Well, let's just say the people who hire me tend to be the people who can't afford much. I don't know why they hired you, but I got to imagine they got good faith in you.
Yeah,
You ain't got to trust me. You ain't got to trust the big furball over there. But I do trust Crux and his judgment of people. From what I've seen of you, Xerxes and all, you ain't done no wrong by me.
and
Whatever since you. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll kind of
See,
take my hand off the weapon, and then like let my overcoat hang, and then look back at Skarok and then back at Tin Man and tell him, meet me in my quarters sometime soon. We can talk a little more privately. I'm gonna leave the Spelljammer Helm back for my.
And you each see as the light blue replica of Valen stays in the helm and the ship continues to move. Skarok, you were going to say something before he left?
No, if that's what he says, it's like, because kind of, he's gonna give it that kind of vitriolic, like, aye, sir. Like you would respond to, like, in contempt to to a noble.
You can tell that Scarrock has experience with that particular intonation and that particular phrase. And I think that's where we're going to call it for the night.
Guys,
Ah.
good episodes. My nose got
Yes.
so stuffy there 10 minutes ago.
The tension.
It made it so hard. Hey, great episode, guys. To everyone that tuned in, thank you so much. We're gonna
Yes,
be
thank
back.
you for being here.
We're gonna be back next Monday. We're gonna follow up what's going on right here. We got a lot to cover and a lot to make right. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This all planned out great, except for my nose getting stuffy. Awesome, great.
Oh, you say that, Matt, but it added a lot of
Emotion.
emotion to your and Czar's conversation with your nose stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so we will have another session next week, same time, same place. Make sure to drop in. And ideally, if things go right, we'll be wrapping up Spelljammer Academy. So unless anyone else has anything to say, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to wash your dice, and we'll see you in the stars.
See you guys
Thank you.
later.
Thank you all.
Night.
Later.
See you in the
Later.
stars.